Hello, we're teachers at St. Margaret's School, and today we just want to share with you the need for, the importance of reading to our children and listening to our children read. Hope this set of information will be useful. In any case, should you need more information, please feel free to contact Wendy Johnson at the school or Miss Newman at the office. Better still, if your child is in year 6, we'll encourage you to talk to one of the year 6 teachers. Mr. Harris is here to help us along. Thank you.
So Mrs. Johnson, can you tell me the reason why you think it's important that the families and parents read with their children whilst in school?
It is so important because reading is the basis of everything. There is nothing you and I have to do as parents, as teachers, that does not involve reading. The sooner we begin to listen to and read with our children, the easier it becomes for them to want to pick up a book and read. Reading has lots of benefits. One of the benefits of reading is that it helps to clear the thoughts in terms of speaking. It promotes, it enriches their vocabulary. They get words printed in their brain. So this will help them a lot in terms of being creative. Words are stored in the brain, and they can use these words to communicate verbally or to use in their writing, in the written form. That's one of the benefits. And I know there are lots more benefits of reading. I'm going to ask Mr. Harris to contribute to some of the benefits.
I think, thinking about the year 6 children particularly, we want the children to learn independently. And one of the most important things that we do in year 6 is children researching so they can learn for themselves. Many of the pieces of writing we've done this year, such as biographies, non-chronological reports, require the children to research from different sources first. It might be reading information from books. Often these days children like to research from the internet. So we're giving the children experience of different places that they can locate information and relevant and important information that will not only help them learn, it also will help them with their writing too.
Thank you, Mr. Harris.
Thank you.
Ms. Newman?
Also as well, children's vocabulary, which leads them to higher developing their language skills.
Yeah.
That helps with reading.
It does.
In which part would that work? Is that spelling out?
In spelling out, in the awareness that a word can best express your feelings and emotions. And for us, especially for children of having English as a second language, this is so needful because it reduces the tendency to be physical because you have enough vocabulary to communicate what you're feeling. Now, most importantly, as a literacy teacher, what I love most is that when you pick up a book, you're in a totally different world. And it is your world. You could go anywhere in the entire world when you share a book, when you read a book. And one of the things I've found with me, when my children were small, is that I haven't got the time to sit with them to read.
The importance of sitting with the child to read, would you say that it's an everyday thing you should do with your child?
I would say perhaps not every day when your child is from the age of 8 onwards, but I will still encourage you to share a book with them because it's a bonding exercise. It makes you and your children come closer. You have your favorite books, you have your characters, you discuss it, they come alive. But when the child is younger, I'll encourage us to sit and read to them. Yes, we have busy activities. One of the things I used to do in those days is that I'm driving down to church or to any activities I'm doing, I'm reading the billboard and we're having a discussion about the books we've read previously. And that is still getting them to think about what they have read.
I think also, as I am a parent of a child who's 11 at this moment, and quite honestly, often you don't have the time as a parent. You're working, you come home, you're tired. You don't always, we understand, have the time to sit down and actually listen to them. But it's really important that you discuss their reading material with them. You know, they can share with you maybe about their favourite character, what they think might happen in the book next. So even if we're just talking about the books that they've read, then that greatly helps.
And that brings us on to at St Margaret's. We've got an amazing library which opens the mind to great entertainment through reading, which actually calms the mind and makes the children more relaxed to pick up a book that they're more suitable to read. We have a librarian at the school. She works amazingly with the children to choose the book at their level. Yes.
Can I also say, Mrs. Newman, I mean, that on libraries, not only do you have an amazing library here at school, but within our classes, we've invested money into class libraries with bean bags and beautiful books and nice bookcases, which we've designed them and decorated them to be appealing to the children, so that children feel relaxed and it's somewhere that they can sit and read happily. Sometimes in guided reading groups to learn, but sometimes just for the pure enjoyment of reading a book. And I think that would be a good thing as well at home. We're not saying everybody go out and spend money designing a book corner or a reading corner, but if a child can find a special place where they can go and they can sit and they can relax and read, then that is of a great benefit to them. Not just from what they'll learn, but also from just relaxing and enjoying reading for reading's sake.
Yes. And really, truly, very importantly, you and I know that reading is a life skill. So we're encouraging, we're hoping that all of us as a school community will begin to encourage, make opportunities available for our children to turn to a book, as opposed to just perhaps sitting in front of PS4 or the Xbox. Because these would enrich their life. It has thousands of benefits. Some of it is spelling, the obvious one. What cannot be quantified is the fact that it broadens the mind, it enriches the mind. And the world truly is their oyster. They can do whatever they want when they pick up a book to read.
I also think with that, if we as parents and teachers, if we can actually sometimes just be sat reading a book quietly ourselves to demonstrate that. If we're telling the children reading is important and it's an enjoyable activity, then I think it's important that they actually see us sometimes just sitting reading quietly ourselves.
I also feel that it can make a stronger relationship, especially if you've got a sibling and the siblings can read together. And that really does help. That takes the pressure off of parents. If you've got a sibling that's quite capable, they can help with sounding out words and spellings as well. It's an amazing thing to do with the kids.
Reading the newspaper is a good thing. Reading the brochure thrown through the door, it's equally valid. There are lots of ways we're always reading. We're just drawing everyone's attention, the parents, ourselves, the children, attention to it, with the hope that our children, like Mr. Harris said, begin to want to read for pleasure. One of the things I find most interesting is the fact that when you go to the cinema these days, the books are turned into visual form. And they're adapted, they change slightly. They change because somebody read the original text and decided to tweak it, make it more relevant, make it more dynamic, and the same thing goes. This creative thinking can best be developed when we pick up a book to read. Okay, thank you so much for taking time to listen, to watch, and hopefully you have gained something from it. We have gained a lot from it, just sitting here and sharing with you the importance of encouraging reading, listening to our children read. Statistics shows that children who read more perform better in school. But we're not just worried about statistics, we're actually worried about the individual child. We want our children to be wholesome. We want them to develop clear logical thinking. We want them to be aspirational in terms of being creative. Like I've said earlier, please see Mrs. Sue Newman. If there's any more need for information or any way we could help you, or myself, Wendy Johnson, or Mr. Harris, one of the seasoned Year 6 teachers, we're all here to help you. And I must close on this very note. On the November 18th and 19th, we have the traveling book fair. Please come. Encourage your children to look through the books. You yourself look through the books. Something might catch your eye. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much.